Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Our scientific power has outrun our spiritual power. We have guided missiles and misguided men. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil triumphant. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? He who passively accepts evil is as much involved in it as he who helps to perpetrate it. He who accepts evil without protesting against it is really cooperating with it. History will have to record that the greatest tragedy of this period of social transition was not the strident clamor of the bad people, but the appalling silence of the good people. Never forget that everything Hitler did in Germany was legal. Submit that an individual who breaks a law that conscience tells him is unjust, and who willingly accepts the penalty of imprisonment in order to arouse the conscience of the community over its injustice, is in reality expressing the highest respect for law. One of the greatest casualties of the war in Vietnam is the Great Society, shot down on the battlefield of Vietnam. A man dies when he refuses to stand up for that which is right. A man dies when he refuses to stand up for justice. A man dies when he refuses to take a stand for that which is true. Rarely do we find men who willingly engage in hard, solid thinking. There is an almost universal quest for easy answers and half-baked solutions. Nothing pains some people more than having to think. Peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. To other countries, I may go as a tourist, but to India, I come as a pilgrim. I have a dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit together at the table of brotherhood. The first question which the priest and the Levite asked was, "If I stop to help this man, what will happen to me?" But the Good Samaritan reversed the question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him? Peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. We must learn to live together as brothers, or perish together as fools. Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle, the tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. That old law about an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. The time is always right to do the right thing. I am not interested in power for power's sake, but I'm interested in power that is moral, that is right, and that is good. We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. There is some good in the worst of us, and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance, and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. Man must evolve, for all human conflict, a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. The foundation of such a method is love. Whatever your life's work is, do it well. A man should do his job so well that the living, the dead, and the unborn could do it no better. Never succumb to the temptation of bitterness. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war that the bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word. Everything that we see is a shadow cast by that which we do not see. Discrimination is a hellhound that gnaws at Negroes in every waking moment of their lives, to remind them that the lie of their inferiority is accepted as truth in the society dominating them. Cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right? And there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but one must take it because it is right. A nation that continues year after year to spend more money on military defense than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual doom. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. If a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. The time is always right to do what is right. We are not makers of history. We are made by history. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.